What is font style property? Well, font style property represents CSS property that we can use to set font style. There are three predefined values that we can use for font style. So they are normal, italic, and oblique. Font style normal represents default value for font style. With the font style normal, we will not change default look for our text. On the other hand, with the font style italic, we will create text that is italic, and with the font style oblique, we will create text that is oblique. In both cases, for italic and for oblique, we will create visually identical text, but in theory, difference between italic and oblique is that italic is basically special version of the font, and oblique represents just regular text that is inclined a bit. Font style oblique is rarely used and it's not supported by all web browsers. Okay, let's try some examples. For this part, I have already prepared simple HTML document structure. Our HTML document has head and a body, and inside of body, we have three simple text paragraphs. Inside of head, we have just title for this HTML document. I saved this document like index.html on the desktop. Let's minimize our text editor, and this is our index web page, and let's open it. And this is how our web page looks like for now. Okay, so first thing that I want to do, for our text paragraphs, let's define class HTML attributes. Like value for the first one, let's define normal. Okay, feel free to copy complete class HTML attribute from here. And let's paste it for second paragraph. Let's change value to italic. Okay, and let's do the same for third paragraph. And let's change value to oblique. Okay, so now inside of our head block, let's define style block where we're going to define all styles for this HTML document. So basically we need to define our class selectors. First for normal. So as we know, class selectors start with a dot, then normal. Let's define declaration block. Let's define font style CSS property. And like value, let's define normal. Okay, let's save this change. Let's go back in our web browser and let's refresh it. Okay, so basically you can see that nothing has happened. So let's analyze our web page. So let's click on the right click. And now on the right hand side, you can see structure of our HTML document. Let's expand head. So now we can see our normal class selector. So basically from here, you can click on normal text paragraph. And down here, you can see that we do have normal class selector with the font style CSS property. And we can uncheck this from here. We can check it back. So you can see that nothing is changing for our text, even though we are using font style normal. So reason for this is that normal font style is set by default. So you don't need to set this additionally. You can set it only in the cases if you need to reset some previous case where you define font style for general type of some HTML element. Okay, now let's define italic class selector. Let's define declaration block. Let's define font style. Let's set italic. Okay, let's save this change. Let's go back in our web browser. Let's refresh it. As you can see, now we have set font style italic for second paragraph. Also, we can check it here in code. We can select our second paragraph. We can uncheck font style just to see how font style italic will affect your text paragraph. Okay, now let's define our third class selector for oblique. Okay, let's define font style CSS property. Let's set oblique. And let's save this change. Okay, let's go back in our web browser. Let's refresh it. As you can see, now we have set oblique text for third paragraph that is identical like our second paragraph. So we can also test our oblique text paragraph. Here it is. So if we uncheck it, we can see how this will affect your text. So what is the reason why our second and third paragraph are identical or same? So basically, even though if you're using italic or using oblique, you will get text that is just inclined. Difference that italic text is special kind of text and oblique represents just regular text that is inclined a bit. I would recommend to use italic text if you want to get this effect. So this is basically how you can use font style CSS property, so feel free to play around with this. Thanks for watching this tutorial and I hope this was helpful to you. If you like our work, please become our Patreon or simply donate or PayPal. Please remember, even a little from you means a lot for us. You can follow us on our Twitter and Instagram profiles. And please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, because on our YouTube channel, knowledge is waiting for you.